Hey guys, welcome to Arcane Duels.
Yo.
I'm Coach Shay, this is Puddinhead, and we're talking about the Paladin ability card for the new Paladin versus Siren set.
Oh my gosh.
It is packed.
Lots of stuff on this
There
card.
is probably like almost as many, if not more, abilities than like the Anvil Throne had. You know,
Right.
There's just a ton of stuff to look at.
Right.
So yeah, I mean like the Valor, gaining Valor, that's a really important thing. I don't know, like you have the card in front of you.
Yep. So first thing you notice is that he's trained in level 3 only, Holy, level 2 only, War, which means that things above that are out of school for him, and all holy creatures. So you're going to see a lot of holy creatures on the field, supported by both the War and the Holy School.
Man, and you know, being trained in level 2 War means he does get things like Harsh Forge Plate, which has normally only been for the Warlord, but now it sort of gives him access into that. Are there any more level 2 that's only... I think that's the big one that I know about.
Yeah. I mean, he's also trained in Ballista, if that ever comes out. So
That's right, he's trained in Ballista. I mean, all those, what is it, Battle Fury?
yeah, but not Akiro's Favor and not Barracks.
Yeah, that's right.
So the interesting thing is that he's trained in like orcs and goblins, but he's not trained in dwarves because of their levels.
The dwarves are evil, I guess. But no, the fact that he's trained in up to level 3 Holy, I don't think is that big of a hindrance. Like, he doesn't get Resurrection.
I think
pretty
that's
much.
it right now. It's
And,
Resurrection.
Like, he's trained in all holy creatures, so all those angels and stuff he can still take.
Yeah. And look at all these abilities. So the first thing is you'll notice that there's a keyword for strongest in this set. What that means is the thing that has the highest mana cost. The creature with the highest mana cost is the strongest creature on the board. And if there isn't another creature on the board, the enemy mage is actually the strongest. So you can get these bonuses on mages if you kill everything else first.
Right, and it's important to note that if there's like 2 of the same creature out and they're the highest, you actually get to choose which one's the highest.
Each time you attack.
Each time you attack.
Yeah.
So it can change. So it's just an awesome little thing they added that I think is a really cool new thing for the game.
Yep.
A lot of night cards in this set actually use something like that.
And you've got we're gonna talk about auras in a minute, but you also have the Divine Challenge ability, and that is within 2 spaces.
Goodness.
This is the most amazing thing to realize about this is that it gives you not an Akiro's Favor reroll, but it gives you an actual reroll each and every one of your dice that you want to reroll.
Yes. So basically, you roll the dice, and let's just say you get like 3 dice, 2 crits, 2 blanks. You go like a 2 critical and then 2 blank dice. You can take those 2 dice and be like, let's roll these 2 and keep this 1 critical. Bam, I got it.
Yep, exactly. But it also lets your challenge target do the same against you.
It's double-edged.
It's scary. It's scary because as the Paladin, you want to be hitting the highest level creature so that you get that Valor. And at the same time, the highest level creature usually has a lot more dice than you do, unless you've buffed yourself. So giving them a reroll, you want to alpha strike them before.
It only works on melee attacks. So, you know, if something has like an archer or something, they only have like that 2 dice attack or whatever, just challenge them and then kill them really quick because they're going to be like useless then.
The interesting thing about the challenge, though, is you gain Valor if they attack something that's not you. So it's actually kind of a crowd control ability.
That challenge ability is very cool in the sense that like you're calling something out and it has to answer the call or face consequences. Very neat.
You do have to remind yourself sometimes that it's only range 2.
Yeah.
It's only range 2.
Yep.
And to avoid abusing it, there's actually a penalty in Valor if you change the target instead of killing it.
That's right.
Of the challenge.
Yep.
So, and
it's pretty cool.
What's all this Valor useful for?
Well, there's like 1 or 2 cards I believe that uses Valor, but mainly it's the auras, which I don't know about you, but I think auras are pretty fantastic. Basically,
they're cool.
It's like a customizable mage. You kind of get to choose. There's three like sets of auras, and you choose one side or the other as being the active aura. And once it's active, it can't change and it can't go away. So it's very cool.
It's an unremovable buff.
Yeah. So you know, like they cost 3, and there's another 3 one, then a 6 one. And honestly, it's not that hard to get to Valor when you
I've
look at
gotten
the
5 Valor in a turn.
5 Valor in a turn.
I mean, things have to line up for that to happen.
Looking at it as like a cohesive, if you line up how he does his equipment, his ramping, it can all be, one big thing. So the first one, the first set is the Retribution and the Martyr's Aura. And the Retribution is, it's 3 Valor to activate and a quick cast. And it's actually a pretty cool little thing. Basically, if you're in a zone with a friendly creature and they choose to, force push it out of that zone if you're guarding or, cast an enchantment or an incantation on it, you can just deal mana or deal damage with the mana.
Right. One direct light damage.
Actually, do you have to spend mana? You don't have to spend any mana at all.
No.
You just do it.
Yep, it just happens.
That's really good. And then the Martyr's Aura, very cool if you have those high armor creatures or buddy builds. Basically, if the creature takes damage, you just put you put 2 damage onto yourself.
Very similar to Joined Strength, actually.
Yeah.
Except you get it for your whole zone.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's just say you have, I don't know, some Siren cards like Whirlpool, and Whirlpool's, doing 2 damage a turn. You can just say, I'll just take the damage. I think it works in Whirlpool.
Yep.
Yep.
Is it attacked?
It's an effect. It's an enemy control effect, it says.
So you could even take burn damage for something.
You can take burn damage.
Awesome.
Very cool. It's a really cool little set there.
And you have to choose one or the other. Once you've activated one of them, you don't get the other one for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's very important. All right, so let's look at these next ones.
Okay.
So the more expensive, 6 Valor Aura set, there's a defensive side and an offensive side. And the first one, the defensive side, it does tough -2 for all creatures in the zone. And then there's an armor +2. This is the same side, keep in mind, for all creatures in the zone, minus your mage.
Right.
And that's pretty insane.
+2 armor for everything in the zone.
Pretty much all your creatures are just surviving everything.
I mean, can you imagine doing that on those 1 armor White Cloak Knights or
White Cloak
Royal
Knights.
Archers that...
and the fact that it's mobile, it's kind of like a mobile fortified position, but better because you get the tough
-2, yeah.
So cool. So many cool ideas can come from that. And then there's the offensive side. This one I actually prefer, and that's the melee +1, I believe.
Yep, melee
+1, piercing 2. And this is, of course, really good because it works on all creatures in the Paladin zone, including the Paladin.
Yep.
Which piercing 2, most creatures have 1 or 2 armor. I mean, even level 5 creatures usually only have 1, maybe 2 armor.
And this would be excellent for the mirror match. Or
absolutely.
for the fighting against anything that has holy.
Yep.
I wouldn't use this one probably against zombies.
Yeah, no, zombies won't really. The melee one is but the, of course, armor
Tough
against
and armor
zombies,
would be better for that.
Yeah, armor against zombies is, of course, way better because, they don't have piercing. Yeah. But it's a really cool ability, and they both are, entirely contingent on what you're playing against. And I'm pretty excited to see what ideas happen as this game unfolds.
It's really cool because it puts the choices out of the spellbook building for auras. Yeah. And it puts it into, this is a tactical decision right now.
You're reacting right now. And keep in mind, it's a quick cast to do this, so it's not exactly free to just activate, as opposed to other mage abilities, which are just sort of you get them.
Right.
So it's
but once it's on, I mean, you get it.
Yeah,
nobody can get rid of it.
I guess one of the interesting things to talk about is gaining Valor. Generally, you're already in engagement areas when you gain Valor. So it's a little harder to prep for it because you're you're already fighting. You're already in a position where you want to try to kill them. And so to take an action to activate an aura is pretty action consuming. It takes a lot of work to fit that in and just not lose tempo.
But it gives you something that you could do if all of a sudden you find yourself pushed around or tangle-vined or something like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, fine, I'll activate an aura.
Yeah, I know when we were, testing out some of the Paladin stuff, the auras were very fun to work with. Anyway.
It's true. And the last aura is Cleansing Aura or... what's it called? Solar Aura.
Solar.
That's right.
Solar Aura.
Cleansing Aura, of course, lets the Paladin have an innate healing spell that removes poison conditions, which is awesome.
And it's actually a healing spell, so it combos with some promo cards out there, I believe.
Yeah, Ring of Healing, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. But it also, I mean, removes a poison condition, so all those rots or
Especially weeks on your
if you've
paladin.
if you've been like me and running those asps and weaking every single thing,
Yeah.
those Dark Fiend asps, you would love this aura because all those weaks can just sort
Right.
of start going away.
And there's a lot of actual light damage buffs in this set. So the
Yeah.
solar aura is going to be a pretty cool choice too.
Yeah, and I'm actually really excited for Solar Aura just because light damage is going to become a very nice theme for Holy School now.
It is. And this gives you +1 direct damage if you do damage and +2 on the effect roll when anything in your zone does a light
That's
attack.
so cool.
So I think there are lots of different options, especially with the auras, for building a paladin book. It's not going to be just one paladin book out there. There's going to
Yeah.
be lots of ways to
Yeah, you'll have
really use
ranged
him.
ones, you'll have solo ones, you'll have buddy ones. You can do
Yeah.
all that stuff, and all these auras are just sort of helping that out more. And so anyway, that's
and on to the cards.
on the cards. Check out our other videos.